Okay, so the last tier list I did was mostly slice of life, drama, rom-coms. This one looks like there's more anime in general, but for any anime I've already rated on the last video, I'm just gonna skip over it, and also I'm gonna change the fucking names for the tiers, because I don't know what happened to S, A, B, C, you know, like, let's start with Dororo, which is actually pretty fucking good. I'll say this, really cool premise. Hyakimaru is a really cool main character. I distinctly remember my issue with the show being its really inconsistent pacing, I think. The inconsistent pacing, I think it was around like episode 16 or 17 where like the direction was just fucking weird in general. Like, there's like one moment where they're just walking around and then it suddenly cuts to a building fucking exploding. It's just like, this is a fucking meme, you know? And I think that's one of the episodes they outsourced or whatever the fuck it's called to another studio. And it's basically a classic, it's just map at work. With that being said, there were some other episodes that had like really cool fucking animation and really cool fight scenes. Hyakimaru versus his brother and like his two like fucking best friends, that fight was pretty fucking cool. Blood Plus, I don't feel confident in rating it because I watched it when I was like a fucking baby, basically. I watched it when I was very young, and I guess it was kind of cool. I'm gonna put it in D, but that's not a serious rating. I haven't watched it in such a long time. Holy fucking shit. So, Vinland Saga is one of my favorite animes of all time. Even outside of action and shit, it's just one of my favorite animes of all time in general. I don't think the first season is perfect, especially with the fucking 3D and some other questionable moments, but it's still solid. And like I said in my top 10 animes video, I think they did an extremely good job of fucking building off the events in season 1, you know, going into season 2. And Thorfinn as a character might just be one of my favorite characters. He's definitely one of my favorite characters of all time. It's fucking amazing. Season 2 is fucking amazing. Fire Force is trash. I haven't watched it though. But is my assessment correct? Is the Fire Force trash? It looks like a lot of good animation covering up for a shitty fucking everything else. This is I think Doro Hedoro. It's in my plan to watch. Looks really cool. Okay. So we're gonna encounter some slice of life / comedies here and there according to this tier list. Even though I wanted to focus mostly on like action, suspense, and like thrillers and that shit. But, well, here's Lucky Star. And Lucky Star is it's an A+ tier. It's not just an A tier, it's like top of A tier. Lucky Star is, I feel like it appealed to, specifically in otaku demographic, not only because of cute anime girls, but also because of the main character, who, if you are an otaku, a fucking weeb or something like that, it's very easy to relate to her. And just fun characters, fun character interactions. Kagami, best girl. It's not even close. The animation still holds up really well. The dance that they do in the opening is fucking legendary. If you've been watching anime for more than fucking 2 years, that shit is fucking iconic. You gotta fuck with it. Lucky Star to me it's like a staple. And I say that I haven't watched it until, I didn't watch it until like, I think like 2 years ago. And I still go on YouTube and watch clips of it here and there. It's just such a fucking fun show. Summer Wars is an interesting one because it has one of my favorite fight scenes of all time. But everything else is fucking boring. But that fight, animated by Takashi Mukoda, I even remember his fucking name after all this time. Holy fucking shit, man. The choreography, the impact, the anticipation and shit. Holy fucking shit, man. That might be one of my most referenced animation sequences ever. Well, no. But like, it's up there. It's a huge influence for me, and honestly, that one fight scene just brings it up because holy fucking shit, it really is something special. The style that they drew influence from, I'm not sure if it's more based on Japanese kickboxing or Muay Thai, but regardless, it's fucking cool to see like a real world martial art have some influence in the fight scene of an anime. That shit's fucking cool. Afro Samurai's a fun fucking time. I'm gonna put it over Dororo actually. Depending on who you are, Afro Samurai could be a fucking S tier because it's just like put on the fucking movie and just take it for what it is. That's really all I can say. I also remember the animation being really fucking good. It's a movie, so. Naruto Part 1. I'm gonna play it safe and put it in C tier because I haven't watched it in a long fucking time. This was the anime I was obsessed with when I was a fucking kid. But as some people might be able to, you know, relate to, sometimes you go back to an anime that you watched as a kid and you didn't like it. I'll say this right now. After the Sasuke retrieval arc, who the fuck talks about anything after the Sasuke retrieval arc? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's not a perfect show. It is not a perfect show. But I will say it is much better than its sequel, because this shit, Naruto Shippuden, listen, I don't wake up in the morning and say like I want to hate anime, but holy fucking shit, I feel like Shippuden just destroyed Naruto's legacy. The world building thrown in the trash. Side characters tossed to the fucking side. Well, they are called side characters, but you know what I'm like, characters like fucking, you remember what Choji was doing in part 1? What fucking Shino was doing? And obviously the idea of 10-10 being like a weapon master and like shit like that was really fucking cool. But no, they get tossed to the fucking side and they're basically shit. Fucking Rock Lee. Rock Lee is a character that should basically, you know, with the way he was built up in part 1, that's a character that should always be relevant. But every side character in Shippuden just gets shit on. They're trash. As a matter of fact, it's insulting to put Sakura like in the same, you know, she's supposedly a main character, but she cannot compare to characters like, in terms of fighting strength, she can't well, I don't want to, she's just trash. Okay, because Naruto himself is not even a good character either. In part 1, he's a good character. In part 2, he turns into a goody two shoes fucking like I'm a good boy kind of character. She's fucking whack. And while I'm on the topic, the themes that they had, at this point I'm just regurgitating shit that people have already said about part 2, and I do genuinely believe that it bogs it down quite a bit, on top of the fucking inconsistent animation, man. And the war arc lasts way too fucking long, and not even that much interesting shit happens, honestly. It's such a shame, because Naruto was actually a pretty big part of me getting into anime. It was the first anime I got into where I was just like, you know, looking it up online to fucking see if I could watch any more of it. I was really fucking with it like that. The thing is, I dropped it, you know? I didn't even finish the fucking war arc. I couldn't see it as worth it anymore. You know, the funny thing is, the Leaf Village has way too many prominent fucking characters. How the fuck did they not take over everything? The way the Leaf Village has some of the most fucking OP broken ass characters is ridiculous. And I feel like this all goes back to just ruining your own fucking world building. But it's time to move on. I just have so many issues with Naruto. I guess I finally get to talk about it, so maybe it'll get it off my fucking mind. ReZero, oh my god. Fairy Tail is not fucking good. We all know why it's not good, and I stand by everything else everyone said. Despite watching, I've only watched a few episodes of it. It's just not good. It's fucking Berserk. I almost had to fucking Google Lens that. That's fucking Berserk. I won't even front. Berserk. There's a time I was trying to get into it. I was reading the manga in bed. And I read like the first 19 chapters or so, and then I was just like, okay, I'm good. And it's not even because like how dark it gets or anything like that. It's just I couldn't find myself getting into it. So, you know. That being said, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch the anime, so I will not rate that. Monster, I'm gonna put it in C, but I didn't finish it. I think it has a really interesting premise. The main character, his motives are fucking solid. I feel like it's supposed to be one of those slow burn animes, but holy shit, I was like on episode 32, and he's in the library and he's like scoping down fucking what's his name, Joseph. And when nothing happened there, I was like, I just couldn't continue watching the fucking show. I get it, you know, like, okay, if I don't like Monster, I'm retarded, but like, nothing happens in Monster. Let me be clear, I watched it like fucking like more than 7 years ago. Maybe if I watch it now, I might be able to enjoy it. I'm just saying, based off my experience 7 years ago, I watched 30 episodes of this fucking shit, and I can't say I truly enjoyed it. 30 episodes. Normally, I drop animes after 3 or 4 episodes. I watched 30 episodes of fucking Monster. So, I think I gave it a very fair chance. More than a fair chance, to be honest. Hunter x Hunter, I watched 2011. It is fucking top of B tier. Really good, but I feel like the pacing in the first half of the Chimera Ant arc and Reed Island holds it back. Reed Island itself is just really boring and slow, with a very fucking boring villain. In the first half of the Chimera Ant arc, it just kind of takes forever to get going. And on top of that, when it actually does get going, you can see like the animation quality kind of drop. And I get it, it's 144 episodes, but the fact of the matter is the animation quality did drop, and there's a lot of fucking like narration from the narrator. It's like Gon could fucking I don't know, fall and scrape his knee, and the narrator would be like, "We're gone," and fucking he fell and scraped his knee. It's like, okay, we can see that, you know, you don't have to fucking narrate that shit. I know it's a shonen, I know like little kids are watching this shit, but holy shit, if I was a kid watching this shit, I wouldn't need the narration. Darker Than Black is actually really fucking cool. It's not over Hunter x Hunter, but the atmosphere, the character designs, the kind of story it is, the power system, all really cool. And I think Hei as a character is just really interesting. There's this thing for Dragon Ball. I'm just gonna fucking put this here. Well, or Fairy Tail at least. But I'll say this. I just want to get Dragon Ball out of the way. There's a lot of images, or from what I can tell, there's more than one image of Dragon Ball in this list. So I'm gonna use this one image and say this in general. Dragon Ball, as soon as it started taking itself seriously, went downhill. You can't take yourself seriously because you have the fucking Dragon Balls, and if Goku fucking dies, guess what? You're just gonna bring him back with the fucking Dragon Balls. So you can't make it like, stop taking yourself seriously. And shit like fucking Ultra Instinct is just stupid. But I didn't watch it fully, but from what I can gather, that shit is fucking dumb. I know the influence is there. I get it's possibly the most influential anime of all time, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna put it in fucking S tier. And this is fucking Claymore. I've never watched Claymore, but holy shit, I remember seeing it a lot when I was younger. Angel Beats is solid. The thing with Angel Beats is it's another crybaby anime, but it definitely like works to deserve that. Although fun characters, the animation is really good. Fucking that man, the ninja girl in TK is some of the funniest characters in Angel Beats. It's just the dumbest fucking shit, and I love it. This is a highly influential one. I forgot what it's called. I know there's a girl named Yami and she's like blonde. This is like the OG. Oremo looks like trash. Natsume Yuujinchou. Okay. My biggest issue with the show is that, damn, I don't want to put it that low though. I feel like the first season was really fucking cool, and the atmosphere of the anime is really fucking cool. But when I got to season 2, they were trying to have these, like, I feel like they're trying to have these action sequences that just didn't fucking land because it didn't have the animation to back it up. So it got to a point where I was like, why did they keep doing this? And I think that took away a lot of my enjoyment. That being said, I wanted to get into it, but I just couldn't. Samurai Champloo. So I said this is one of my favorite animes of all time. It is. It's unique. The only hip-hop soundtrack in anime. Animation still holds up really well. The choreography is fucking incredibly fun. The characters are cool. It also doesn't take 100 episodes to be done. So there's that. Usagi Drop is a really good one. Listen, okay, I heard the manga has a really fucking wild ending. I didn't read the manga. All I know is the innocent father-daughter dynamic from the anime is really sweet, really wholesome. That's what I know. Also, the art style is really nice. And talking about it makes me want to rewatch that shit. Okay, can we talk about fucking Fate for a second? Fate has like 10 different fucking entries at this point. It's just like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some series with like 10 entries. And honestly, one of my favorite animes of all time, Girls on Panzer, does that. And it's just like, you know, I give Girls on Panzer a pass because it's all like one thing. Fate is just like, oh, Fate Apocrypha, Fate Stay Night, Fate fucking whatever, the one that Ufotable made. And it's just like, these are all different characters, but they all have like, they all start with Fate. And it's just like, I don't know. It's stupid. I think this is Daily Lives of High School Boys. I think it's the title. It has its funny moments, but it wasn't funny enough for me to keep on watching it. Oh my fucking god, From the New World. Holy fucking shit. It's between A- and B+. So I'm gonna put it in A- because I really want to talk about it. Holy fucking shit. Honestly, it might just have the best ending I've ever seen in an anime. And it really is just that ending. And also the world building. Holy fucking shit, man. The world building is something else. But if I had to say like what keeps it from being from me considering it a masterpiece though, how I say it, I'm indifferent towards a lot of the characters. Besides Saki, Squealer, and Kidomaru. Every other character, in my opinion, is either forgettable or just boring. But holy fucking shit. There's so many cool things about this fucking show. There's also, okay, the inconsistent animation, fucking A1 Pictures, god damn it. Some episodes look great. Some episodes look like fucking trash. Some animes some episodes, if you told me that they animated it in like Premiere and just like keyframed everything, I could fucking believe it, because it just looks, a lot of it looks so stiff. Sometimes there are these weird angles and shit. And I remember one episode that they had Saki, like she's very like tights and shit, and it's kind of like having these weird angles of her fucking ass on screen. Just like say, okay, something really serious is going on. Can we like stop with the angles, please? There's a lot of good in the show. Oh my fucking god. So funny enough, I actually don't know the English title, and I only know it by the Japanese title, which I believe is hotarubi no mori. And this is fucking this is really good. I'm gonna put it over from the New World actually, because it's a lot more of a solid A in my opinion. So it's very straightforward. You know what's gonna happen by the end of the movie, but I think it's not really, it's one of those shows where it's not really about the ending, and more so it's about how it gets there and how efficient it is. It's a 45-minute movie and they do so much with that time. It's really fucking good. And now I feel bad for starting this fucking thing, and I can't even rate all of them. Bleach it has style, I'll give it that. It has some really cool elements, but the characters, man. The main characters are not fucking cool. To me, Ichigo is a nothing character. And that orange hair girl, I remember I was watching when Ichigo went to wherever it was to save her from the Espada and shit. And I swear to fucking god, every fucking 2 minutes, she was just screaming out Ichigo's name. It's like, is this supposed to be a fucking character? But again, Bleach has style, I'll give it that. It definitely had the best art style. You know, we talk about the big three, One Piece, Naruto, Bleach. It definitely had the best art style of the three back then. This is the Steins Gate movie, and it's actually pretty fucking good. Fuck, it's been too long since I watched it. I'm not gonna say anything. Okay, so Attack on Titan is it's a low S tier. I did have some issues with the show. I had some issues with, okay, animation. The last movie, the one with the ending, there were some moments of it in it that felt extremely silly, despite the fact that there's literally a genocide going on. I distinctly remember the part where Annie and Mikasa's like, what the fuck is that? And Annie says, it's an okapi. Then they go on this weird fucking like comedy routine. Just like, it's like, okay, nice fucking joke. Can we get back to like this like life or death situation? You know what I'm saying? So shit like that, where typically Attack on Titan is actually really good about, you know, keeping the intensity going, but that shit was fucking like throwing me off. But that, along with some inconsistent animation, is what keeps Attack on Titan back for me. Erin's one of my favorite characters of all time. The solid side characters besides Mikasa, there's Levi, Hanji. I don't know if her name's Hanji, pronounced Hanji or Hanj. Erwin. You know, there's so many good fucking characters. The story just keeps going. The solid writing, the foreshadowing, the world building towards the end of season 3, part 2, all that shit. Okay, Watamote. I always forget her name. It's because her brother and her have very similar names, and I confuse both of them. I'm gonna put it right here. Kuroko, I think her name is. She's an extremely fun character. That's all I can say about it. I haven't watched it recently, but she's a very fun character. This fucking anime, Nagi no Asakura, Lull in the Sea, that's the English name, is not fucking good. I remember being so fucking. The first 12 episodes of it are great, and then shit happens, which is admittedly interesting, but then, you know, like after that event happens, I'm not gonna spoil it, after that event happens and we get this weird fucking like love romance thing going on, it's the most whack fucking shit. It just got annoying to watch. I don't know, fucking PA works, man. But this is the Madoka Magica 12 episode first season thing, and it was actually pretty fucking good. So for such a short anime, there's a lot of character development. The animation, from what I remember right, is pretty good, and it's really all I can say about it because I don't remember that much of it. I watched it a very long time ago. Is this fucking Strike the Blood? Whoa. Okay, first of all, I actually never watched the anime with Polo in it, Spice and Wolf. But speaking of fucking wolves, Wolf's Rain is fucking cool. Wolf's Rain has a really interesting world. I think the characters just low-key being wolves and shit is actually a really cool concept. So the animation's pretty good. Just a really, like, atmospherically, just a really not only interesting but also kind of weird in a way. I want to rewatch it. It's been a while. I'm gonna speak for what I've watched of Tokyo Ghoul, which is the first 2 seasons. The first season is actually really good. Especially the whole fucking, I know they did leave some things out. You know, manga readers won't stop bitching about it, but as someone completely new to Tokyo Ghoul at the time, I thought it was really cool. Now here's my issue. Here's where the issues come in. Season 2, extremely inconsistent animation. You could outright say the animation for the entire season was bad. Power scaling is fucking stupid. That girl, what's her name? Toka? The white rabbit? She goes from being one of the coldest characters in the fucking show to nothing. And you have that fucking guy, Mr. Yomi, I think his name is, with the white hair. You know, they're talking about like, oh, this guy's like an S rank, like triple S rank ghoul. And he never gets to fucking show off what he can do. And by the time he does, the power scaling is so fucked up that he's basically, he got treated like a Naruto side character, basically. Okay, this is Barakamon. This is actually really good. Although I can't say why because I watched it a long time ago. I'm just gonna put it in B tier, over right here. So I've been trying to avoid talking about this because it's such a weird one for me, where I don't remember anything that ever happened in the show, but I also remember enjoying it at the same time. So this is the one Ufotable did, I think. And it's pretty cool. I'm not a huge fan of Ufotable's animation. Okay, if I say that, you know, but I'm just not. I think they have flashy animation and stuff, and their animation in general is good, but I feel like their fights is never really interesting to watch. Especially like, it feels like an effects overload. All of their stuff just feels like effects overload. That being said, I don't fucking know. I remember enjoying it, but if I rewatch it now, I feel like I wouldn't enjoy it nearly as much. I'm just gonna put it like that. Durarara. I was desperately waiting for something to happen in this fucking show, and things do happen in the show. I just feel like the plot of this show moves forward so slowly that it's hard to fucking watch. I got to like episode 13 and I was like, nah man, this shit is not it. So yeah. Alright, One Piece. I'll say this as someone that's watched 1,000 episodes of One Piece, and I stopped it right after they got to right after they met up in the archipelago again. This shit is the most overhyped fucking anime of all time. Holy fucking shit. Luffy is fucking boring. Zoro should be the main character. Luffy is an extremely boring main character. Every other character in Luffy's crew is arguably more interesting than him. It's an inconsistent animation. I heard it gets better later on, but I didn't make that far, so I'm just going on based off my experience. It takes forever for anything to fucking happen. The pacing is trash. And the fact that it's so fucking long. Think about animes, okay, like Samurai Champloo, Attack on Titan, Vinland Saga. These animes. Attack on Titan's like what, just over 100 episodes or something like that? Completely wraps up its story. Vinland Saga is currently sitting at like what, 50 episodes, something like that? And I feel like I got more out of Vinland Saga than I ever could out of fucking One Piece. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like watching One Piece is a waste of time. In the time it takes to capture to One Piece, you can watch, what was it, like at least 1,500 episodes by now? So take that number and then divide it by 12, which is like the average episode length of an anime. And you can watch that many animes. You can watch that many anime, and you're guaranteed to at least think a handful of them are at least a 10 out of 10. You don't have to sit there and watch this fucking long ass show. You can watch a million other shows and then have a handful of like hidden gems that you found that it's like, okay, these aren't a million episodes. I can fucking, you know, I just think it's such a waste of time to watch One Piece. And yes, I did waste my own time. I know. Oh look, it's Fate again. Watch out, it's Fate again. Gintama overall is actually solid. So what really dragged down Gintama for me is, I would say the first 50 episodes or so. People always say, oh, just skip the first 50 episodes. It's like, what, skip 50 episodes, you said? Or 25 or something like that? That's some fucking bullshit, okay? People be talking about, oh, skip the first 25 episodes. It's like, dog, if you need to skip the first 25 episodes, that is not a good fucking look. You know, after that, people, well, me, I did not like that final arc in the slightest. If only because of the writing. It felt like every episode there had to be like one motivational speech. And the thing is, why it's extra bad in Gintama is because Gintama parodies that shit all the fucking time. So you would think that they'd be aware of it, like self-aware. But it's like, no, they kept on doing it. It's just like, y'all being fucking corny as shit right now. That being said though, Gintama has some really cool moments, man. Especially like for a comedy anime. when they decide to get serious, it's really fucking cool. And I thought, and speaking of comedy, it's pretty fucking funny. It's just that last arc, man. The last arc, I didn't even finish it. I stopped watching it. I dropped it. Whoa, okay, The Boy and the Beast. Holy fucking shit. Cool fights, really nice art style, animation's great. I said the world that the monsters live in is really fucking cool. The only thing is, I feel like the last half of the movie is fucking dumb. And there's this weird forced romance in there that I wasn't a huge fan of. But overall, I think it's definitely worth watching. Oh, fucking Kekai Sensen. The first season, great. The second season, not so great. I'm gonna put it, overall it's a C tier. Here's the thing, one of my favorite, how do I say this? It's, my grammar's trash. Yutaka Nakamura's cuts on the first episode of season 1. One of my favorite animations of his. But the reason why I put it C tier is because I feel like Kekai Sensen has such an interesting plot and world and shit, but the fact of the matter is it never really goes anywhere. And Leonardo as a character is just such a fucking pushover for the entire show. Like it sucks seeing him get robbed and shit, but it's just like at some point, you know, the further you get into the show, it's like dog, can you like fight back? And the thing is, he can't fight back. He has his fucking eyes, but he never does anything with it. I don't know. It's just with the plot going nowhere, shit like that got really fucking annoying to watch. Yeah, fucking Infinite Stratos. Who the fuck remembers this show? It's probably trash. I'm not gonna rate it, but it's probably trash. Okay, holy fucking shit. The Gray Man? Can I please, okay, I know this is an anime tier list, anime only, but can I please include the fucking manga? Oh my fucking god. The Gray Man is fucking amazing. I'm gonna cheat this one time. I'm including the manga. The Gray Man is so fucking good. I watched this shit when I was like fucking 12 years old, and I only just last year decided to catch up on it, and holy fucking shit, I'm glad I did. Because the artwork in the manga is possibly, it's not my favorite art ever, because I do enjoy a more simplistic style, right? But that being said, I can also enjoy a more detailed style, and holy fucking shit, Katsura Hoshino, one of my favorite artists, straight up. The Gray Man, the art in The Gray Man is fucking amazing. Now, let's talk about the anime first, because this is an anime tier list. Anime, really good atmosphere. I'd say it does capture the manga really well. And there's some filler here and there. That sucks. Yes, it does. It sucks. But from what they do adapt from the manga, it's pretty well done. The animation's aged horribly, as you might imagine. But Alan Walker, one of my favorite main characters of all time. In general, I love the character designs in The Gray Man. The way the story's going right now is super interesting. I feel like people say it's complex, which kind of carries this like negative or complex in a bad way, but no, it's complex. It's getting more complex in a good way. It's like this spider web of like, how do I say it? It's like a spider web of fucking like so many different fucking points and shit. You know, and it all connects to each other. I fucking love The Gray Man. I can't say it enough. The only things holding it back from me is the way that it's very specific. There's a part where Lena Lee is fighting a level 3 Akuma and she's getting fucked up, and she basically has to go crazy and to beat it. Completely fine. The thing is, like 10 episodes later, Alan gets a huge power up and makes a level 3 Akuma look like his bitch, and it just makes Lena Lee's efforts look like trash. So there's that. Sometimes the humor is really, how to say it? It's kind of like not tone deaf but misplaced. And then there's the zombie arc, which is just fucking stupid, especially after such a serious arc. So with that being said, I still love The Gray Man. The Gray Man is something special. Another is interesting. I know people say it's like supposed to be like like a satire, but I think taking it seriously, well, okay, the deaths in the show are kind of funny, but like I think taking it, the plot is actually like interesting. That's all I can say about it though. I haven't watched it in a long time. The main character is cute. Assassination Classroom, from what I remember, is actually really good, but I feel like if I rewatch it, I feel like I wouldn't like it that much. So I'm gonna play it safe and put it at the bottom of my B tier. The ending made me fucking cry, but genuinely I feel like if I rewatch it, I'm not gonna enjoy it as much as I did the first time. One Punch Man, I'm just going off the first season. It's solid. Obviously, everyone knows why One Punch Man, the first season is good. I've seen clips of the second season. The animation is not. I made a whole video about this. The second season's animation is not nearly as bad as people say, especially when you take things like relatively speaking. If we take the amount of time that they had to make the second season, the animation looks fucking good. Everything's relative. That needs to be understood. I already rated K-On, but I'm gonna do it again because I fucking love K-On. Okay, so I had a feeling this was gonna be on here. I almost called it fucking Niji Sanji. What is this? I forgot what the show's called. Norigoto? I'm just gonna rate it. It had its moments, but it's a really unnotable anime. And I never felt compelled to watch the second season. I think the idea of the first, of the main character being a god is actually pretty cool, but it's just really, I don't know. Noragami, that's the name. I think this is Garden of Words. Garden of Words is actually really good. If it's not, then, well, okay. I'm guessing this is Garden of Words. Garden of Words is a really good movie. That's all I can say about it. I haven't watched it in a long time. Erased. So my biggest issue with Erased is that the villain is... It's obvious who the villain is. You know, when I was watching this shit, when it first fucking aired, the villain was so obvious that I was like, there's no way it's actually him. It's too obvious, right? It turns out it was him. I was like, what the fuck? The ending. They didn't fucking explain how... When Satoru, or whatever his name is left for dead by the teacher, that's something you need to show how he got out of that situation. They didn't show that. But you have to show that. But otherwise, it's a really good, like, mystery anime. It's cool. It's ReZero before ReZero. And I already made that joke with Steins Gate, so this is like the second time. And I will say, Kaio is fucking adorable. How could you fucking hurt her, man? How? Man, some of those scenes were fucking heartbreaking, dog. It's just... child abuse in general is just, okay. Yes, it's something we can all agree on. I got some controversial opinions, but this is not controversial. Child abuse is bad. And watching some of those scenes, it's fucking like, god damn, man. But because of that, in the scene where Kaio actually gets her first breakfast made by Satoru's mom, that shit made my ass tear up, man. Like, goddamn. But yeah, Kaio's adorable. I'm gonna put it in A tier. No, I don't play it like that. Grimgar and Ashes? It's D tier. It's C tier, you know? So, I distinctly remember my biggest issues with the show being the fan service was fucking wild, and I'm not gonna explain why. I'm not gonna explain why it is. I'm just saying, like, for a show that takes itself so seriously, you sure do have a lot of angles of that one character's ass. And at the time I was watching, I'm not gonna say I hated the view or anything, because I love shorts, but like, it's like, you know, like trying to take the show seriously. And there's something at the end where, because throughout the entire anime they were prioritizing like teamwork and, you know, building each other up as a team, only to have the main character just solo the last boss or whatever by himself. Well, that's what solo implies, and it just kind of felt like a waste of time. Soul Eater is interesting. I'm not gonna say too much about it, but I will say the ending is fucking stupid. Oh, this is fucking Kisniver. This is made by Trigger, so that's how you know it's bad. I'm just kidding. I don't think it's bad. I thought it was like a 7 out of 10. It's an interesting premise. Some of the characters are cool, but the main character, the white-haired character, what's his name, is infuriating to watch. That's all I'll say about it. I watched it a very long time ago. The Kill la Kill isn't... Oh, look, another Trigger anime. This Kill la Kill has style, and that's it. I'll say this. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with the character designs toward the end of the show. Or like with I don't know. This shit is just not it, man. My Hero has... Hold on, I'm gonna rate it overall. I dropped it at after season 6. So based on that, I am gonna put it at a solid right here. Nah, here. Right here. First season, loved it. Shows a lot of potential. Second season is the peak of My Hero, in my opinion. Animation's great. Lived up to that potential, sort of. Season 3, a little worse than season 2, but not by much. Still fun to watch, interesting to watch. Season 4, things start cracking. Deku hasn't developed at all, or grown at all. And we're running into this issue of side characters potentially being useful. A lot of wasted potential in My Hero. There is a character that can control fucking gravity. That in itself is fucking OP. There's a character that can throw acid. That's fucking insane. There's a character that can that has fucking auxiliary cords coming out of her fucking ears, and she can just stab them into people and ear rape them. You have characters like the fucking like dwarf guy with the fucking like purple hair that just seems to be a filler character. He's just there. He's just comic relief, and he's not even funny. Season 5, fucking boring. Dog, I don't give a fuck about Class 1B. I know that girl with the orange hair is cute. But like, I'm not trying to watch Class 1B versus 1A, or like, you know, Class 1B, they've been secretly trading. I don't give a fuck, because the fact of the matter is, you need to show more of Class 1A, because the only kids that matter in that class is Bakugo, Deku, and Shoto. Then season 6 starts, and I've watched part of it, and I was just like, nah, I'm good. I can see where this is going, type of shit, right? And what pisses me off is that My Hero had so much potential to be like an amazing show, and they fucking flopped. And you know what? All the fucking My Hero fans, they said, oh, shit gets crazier in the manga. Yeah, it gets crazier, like, crazier as in like trash. Yeah, people die later in the manga. It's like, okay, that doesn't constitute, or how do I say it? That doesn't mean it gets better. Oh, this or that thing happens. It's just hyping it up. Oh shit, I'm gonna skip over Perfect Blue. Perfect Blue is a great fucking movie that I think is still relevant now. Okay, so ReZero, I'm gonna say it's a top of B tier anime. And it is possibly the best isekai. But let's break it down though, because there's a lot to get into with ReZero. I rewatched the first season just recently, and I really enjoyed it actually. I almost wanted to give it 9 out of 10, but there's some things holding it back. There's some things holding back ReZero in my opinion. I feel like the animation towards the last few episodes were kind of There are certain moments here and there. Okay, certain characters. Our first big antagonist, Elsa. That fucking annoying ass bitch. Miss fucking Mommy. I've said it before, I can appreciate a psychopathic character as long as you make them charming, but she wasn't charming, she was just annoying. Now, who's a charming psychopath? For me, Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter. Another character in ReZero later on named Regulus. He's pretty fucking cool. You know, characters like that. But what ReZero does right, and why I consider it one of the best isekai right now. How to say it? So, Subaru, the main character. A lot of isekais tend to have really stupid, fucking generic, boring, overpowered protagonists, but that's not Subaru. You might say Return by Death is overpowered, but it clearly takes it's like mentally taxing for him. He's just a really well-developed character with personality that isn't insanely overpowered. And I feel like the writers did a really good job of creating this world where there's a lot of stuff going on and you like want to know more. I was like, I want to know more about the witches. I want to know more about Emilia. I want to know more about why Roswell is such a fucking bitch. I want to know more about the candidate, the nominees for the ruler of the kingdom. And I want to know why Subaru specifically was brought into that world. So there's a lot of questions in ReZero that I want answered. And they do like kind of drip feed answers, which kind of annoys me. Because it gets to a point where I just end up looking shit up online. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in ReZero, in the world of ReZero, that I find to be really cool. Makes me really curious, and yeah. Also, I was gonna say ReZero, you know, people always argue about Rem or Emilia. The real best girl is Beatrice. Okay, so Spirited Away. I almost forgot the name of the fucking movie. It's actually a really fun one. I'm not a huge Ghibli fan, but I do think Spirited Away is actually pretty good. Right there. I'll speak for Spirited Away specifically because it's the only Ghibli movie I've watched. There's a lot of magic to it. The designs are fucking cool. The world is interesting. And it's just a really fun time. Fucking Hitman Reborn? Are you serious? Hitman Reborn is on here? Holy shit. Okay, so I actually am quite a fan of Hitman Reborn. And I wish they would remake it with better animation. But that's not the only reason why I consider it this low. It's because I feel like, I don't know, Hitman Reborn is really fucking cool, man. Those first 25 episodes are kind of whack, but I kind of want to put it higher. I'm going to put it at the top of B tier above these two. Even right here. Because Hitman Reborn is just cool characters. When I think of Hitman Reborn, okay, hold on. I think of cool characters, very cool power system, a not very interesting world. And Suna as a character, it takes him a while, but I feel like his growth as a character is actually pretty cool. The only thing is, I heard in the manga, his growth as a character is kind of gets shit on by him. I don't know. I heard the ending's really fucking bad. I should also add that Hitman Reborn has so many like cold ass characters in like Him and Reborn, right? Like we got Hibari, that boy Yashimoto, I think his name is, the samurai guy. Suna himself is fucking, you know, pretty fucking nice with it. Future Zanzis is pretty fucking cool. Like there's a lot of cool ass characters. Zanzis kills a guy by sitting in a fucking chair. Him and Reborn has some cool fucking characters. Yeah. Yeah. It's okay, anime for anime, it's definitely over the Gray Man, but for what it's worth, I think if we included the Gray Man manga, I fucking love the Gray Man. Mob Psycho, I've already talked about it quite a bit, but I will say this. Mob Psycho, amazing animation, incredibly inconsistent, great characters from Mob to Reagan to who's the guy he fights in season 2? The guy he fights in season 2 in like episode 6. Great characters. The openings are fucking amazing. Like, okay, 3 for 3, all amazing openings. That's really all that comes to mind when I think of Mob Psycho. 91 Days I actually just got done watching recently. It's a high C tier. That's not to say it's bad. I feel like I had a really good start, but towards the end, the whole thing with the main character and what's his name? It was weird. I feel like his I could try talking about it, but honestly I forgot about a lot what happens. I feel like it's a very static story. And not in the way that nothing happens, it's just that the character development is basically nothing in this show. So I just put it like that. Gabriel Dropout, I could talk about this one. Actually pretty fun characters. Satanya, Vinay, those two are my favorites. Vinay is adorable, Satanya is really fucking stupid. That's, you know, just a great combo. Well, it's just fun characters, fun character interactions, but outside of that, not super memorable. This is Akira. Akira I haven't watched in a while, but of course, you know, the animation. I'll put it at high C tier. I need to finish this one. What the fuck? I need to finish this. Holy shit. Alright, so Made in Abyss. I actually wasn't very happy with the newest season, but it's... The thing is, a lot of my enjoyment from anime comes from characters, and I feel like the main characters in Made in Abyss, the main two, Rex and what's her name, are very stale, especially when you put them next to Nanachi. That being said though, I think it's kind of in between B+ and A-, so put it right next to Re:Zero. I do like the unforgiving nature of the Abyss, how mysterious it is, the world building, all that shit. But again, for me, characters are a huge deal. Ozen's pretty cool as a side character, and there's like the doctor guy, but even then he's kind of, people were hyping him to be like fucking a really cool character, but he wasn't that interesting. And also, so I said I was disappointed with the newest season, the Golden City. There's a lot of things going on, but one of the things I really remember is that it just felt like it started turning into like a shock fest between showing Rico taking a shit for some reason. There was nothing important that had to be shown in that moment where you had to show Rico taking a shit to the viewer. I don't need to see that. I don't need to see anyone taking a shit. I don't care if it's a fucking video of myself taking a shit, a video of my waifu taking a shit. We all know waifus don't take shits though. Or whatever. I don't want to see someone taking a shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's that. It just felt like it was trying to constantly outshock itself. And it's just like no. But I will say the inner workings of the Golden City are pretty cool. This one, I remember this one because I thought it was really fucking boring. This is just really unnotable. Oh my fucking god! I'm so glad this is on here. God bless the person that made this shit. Ancient Magus' Bride, right there. Amazing world building. Really cool art style. The animation in the first season, the animation overall is kind of like stiff, especially during fight scenes. But there are times where it looks really cool. Right. The two main characters, I feel like for the first season, Elias is kind of the star of the show. But in the second season, Shisei really picks up, and she's honestly a really cool fucking character. And I do like her the same way I like Alan Walker from The Gray Man, where they're nice, but for a reason. You know, it's not just overly kind character. It's nice because Shisei has a really tragic background. She knows what it's like to have people that weren't so nice to her, so she tries to be nice in return to others, especially ones that were kind of in her situation, like in season 2 with spoilers, Philomela. I think the magic in Ancient Magus' Bride is so convincing. I don't know what it is, but the way they work with spirits to do their magic is just holy shit. It like feels real. And from what I remember, I believe there's a lot of like Celtic influence. There's a lot of influence from Celtic mythology and I think it's really cool. There's a lot of really cool looking creatures in Ancient Magus' Bride. And honestly, I'm tempted to put it higher because I don't even remember why I didn't think it was like perfect. Oh, besides the animation, of course, but besides that, I can't think of why I didn't think it was perfect. But it's really good, and I know season 1 is pretty slow paced, but I feel like it's slow paced in a way that's actually, like, you know, understandable, and like it's just like it kind of has to be slow paced. Devilman Crybaby, I watched the first 3 episodes and then I could not see what the hype was about. I dropped it very fast. None of the characters in particular were likable. I'm not a huge fan of the art style. I didn't necessarily hate it either, but it's kind of like nothing to me. So yeah. Death Note, solid. Death Note is fucking solid. I think for anyone that wants to get into like a kind of like a mystery thriller, this is the anime for them. This is like just the starting point. What can I say about that hasn't been said already? So, School Live? Okay, I don't know if the title is either School Live or School Live. Either way, this is actually a pretty interesting anime, and I would put it right here. And now you're seeing it, and it's over like Hunter x Hunter and Angel Beats and Usagi Drop, and just like, what the fuck? And it definitely doesn't have like a strong, how do I say it? A strong thematic presence, I guess. Not to sound pretentious, but it's not there. But what it does have, that first episode, the end of the first episode, if you watched it, is like, holy shit, that's crazy. There were times where it was tense and shit like that. Basically, what I'm saying is, in general, it was just interesting to watch. And purple hair twin tail girl is best girl. Just putting it out there. Serial Experiments Lane is something I've been meaning to watch. This is the first My Hero movie. I'm gonna go ahead and rate it. I think it's actually really fucking good for what it is. You know, for what it is, it's really good. Just sit back and fucking enjoy it. It's good. Slime. Reincarnated as a slime. It started off really good, but I feel like as it goes on, the power scaling is all over the place, which I guess is the intention. But I gotta say this. The main character is so quickly outpacing every other fucking character that it's kind of unfortunate to see. There was a time in season 2, I think it was, where they try to show one of the side characters being cool, and it's like, you can't come back from that. You know? You can't have the side character come in after 12 episodes of basically not existing and just be like, yeah, I was training off screen, so I'm gonna do this. And it's like, no, you can't do that. That shit is whack. But yes, I did drop that show. I think it went in a really bad direction. I'm not saying this one's trash, but it looks really bad. Steins Gate, this is Steins Gate 0. I talked about it before. I've already talked about my issues with Steins Gate 0, so I'm just gonna rate it. I've talked about Bunny Girl Senpai already. Oh, well, you know, since it's here, you know, like, fucking Zombieland Saga. Let's fucking go. Okay. It's not better than Lucky Star, but it's solid. I think season 2 is not as good as the first season, but it's still a good season. So, straight up, this is the best idol anime. The songs are actually unique, and it's not some generic pop idol bullshit, right? Okay, how could I say that? Dog, every fucking pop idol song in anime sounds the fucking same. Zombieland Saga actually switches it up. From songs like, okay, like Saki's song, Gecko Revenge. Zombieland Saga has some good fucking music. And I do like how it's funny. It's a funny show, it's quirky. It's certainly unique. Saki is best girl. Yes, she is best girl. It's not even close. Well, you could argue Junko, but my only issues with the show is, in the first season specifically, the 3D looks very unnatural, and I feel like Sakura, the main character, her development was kind of, maybe not her development, but her conflict felt kind of forced. And speaking of forced, in season 2, Saki's conflict, it hurts for me to say this, but Saki's conflict felt rushed. And it sucks because that's best girl. It's like, how could you do that? But it did feel very rushed. What they were getting at was cool, and I get it. But how they did it that bothered me. But overall, you know, I can't wait for the movie. Assuming there is a movie coming out. Goblin Slayer, I think this is season 2 of it. Never really felt compelled to watch it. I did enjoy it for what it is, so I'm gonna put it, like, right here. It's not a B tier anime though, it's a C tier. But it doesn't necessarily do anything like truly awful. It's just a C tier anime. And they did that girl at the beginning dirty. Hey, you can't draw a cute ass character like that and then have that shit happen to them, man. Like, come on. FMA Brotherhood. I watched the 2003 Fullmetal Alchemist recently, actually. I need to rewatch Brotherhood. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in B tier right here, because FMA Brotherhood's comedy is very tone deaf, and a lot of the times it's not even funny. You might be thinking that one thing keeps it in B, and yes, Because when you're trying to have a serious moment and some kid just comes in with a funny XD joke that's not funny at all, it ruins the fucking moment. And that shit happens a lot in FMA. That being said, I do enjoy what other people enjoy about the show. Promise Neverland. I did enjoy the first season, and I never really felt compelled to watch the second one. So I say it's like a C-tier anime. I don't know. It's kind of whatever. I don't have much to say about it. Run with the Wind is actually surprisingly, I had surprisingly a good time with it. There were some things that kept it back for me, but I really enjoyed it for what it is. I think the twins characters really kind of ruined the show for me. Well, not ruined it, because I still enjoyed it overall, but I'm going to actually put it higher. The soundtrack is great too. Soundtrack, animation, a relatively solid cast of characters. I was just bitching about the twins, but, you know, disregard them, and I said the cast of characters is pretty fucking solid. And they made something like running interesting. You know, that's crazy. So, respect. Demon Slayer is a fucking stinker. Demon Slayer is an anime... Okay. How people enjoy Demon Slayer is beyond me. I know the fights are cool, but for me, I've already said this about Ufotable before. Their fights are nice to look at. Those fights are not interesting to watch a second time, or a third time, or a fourth time. You watch it the first time, it's like, wow, look at all those colors. Besides that though, Demon Slayer has nothing. I'm being completely serious when I say that. Tanjiro, the main character, boring as fuck. He's literally a... I don't want to throw this word around so carelessly, but Tanjiro is a Mary Sue character. He's just such a good fucking guy. And one thing that pissed me off when I was watching the second movie, the train movie, is that there's a dialogue that happens where the train conductor attacks Tanjiro, and Tanjiro's thoughts are, I can't let him kill me because if he kills me, he'll be a murderer. What his thoughts should have been, if he was an actual human, is this guy's trying to kill me. I can't let him kill me because if he kills me, who's gonna take care of Nezuko? That's what that's what the plot of Demon Slayer is about. And you could say take Demon Slayer for what it is, but Demon Slayer itself takes itself seriously. So as a viewer, I take the story seriously and I get hit with shit like that. And I can't blame myself because, again, Demon Slayer takes itself seriously. That's the issue. And also the comedy in the anime is just boils down to two people yelling at each other. It's like fucking Uzaki-chan. And now I'm gonna pretend that JJK is on this list. And based on what I said about FMA and Demon Slayer, you should expect that JJK would be right next to Demon Slayer. The only notable things, in my opinion, in JJK are the animation, Gojo, and Megumi. Everything else is mediocre. Now it's important to consider how many episodes that I watched of JJK. I watched 6 episodes of it, which is more than fair when you consider that typically I give anime a 3 or 4 episode rule. I watched 6 episodes of that fucking shit. And on top of that, I feel like the animation itself is extremely overrated because it's a Demon Slayer case where it's pretty to look at, but I'm not gonna be rewatching it. The choreography is boring. JJK is also extremely tone deaf with its jokes, like FMAB. It just does so many things wrong, but I get why it's popular. It's just that for someone like me, it's just I can't watch JJK. And I'm also gonna pretend like another thing is on this list. Sword of the Stranger, top of A tier. It's a movie. It's a samurai movie. Solid choreography, great animation. Made in fucking 2007. It looks great. Has my favorite sword fight of all time, animated by the great Yutaka Nakamura. It has simple story, simple characters, and I think that's kind of its strength. So yeah.
上我漂浮且虚无的脚步，夜晚的护卫不一定完美，做完准备依旧会对未来 say hey yeah。